Creativity is not about creating eye-catching visuals or being an artist kind of stuff. It is multidisciplinary. We can be creative in more than one way. Like we can be creative in learning a skill, or we can be creative in organizing our home, or teaching something to a student. The invention of a smartphone is a prime example of creativity. Steve Jobs just put together the functions of a music player into a mobile phone, and no one knew at the time that something like a smartphone could exist, but that happened as a result of continuous creative process over the years. So creativity is not a thing that can be obtained overnight, but it is a lifelong endeavor, and we have to make it a part of ourselves in order to be creative. Now, coming to creativity related to UX design process, the first thing that we should do to be creative in our designs is to ideate as many solutions as possible in the beginning. Once we complete the user research and when we move on to the ideation phase, we should focus on quantity rather than quality. The more the number of ideas we create, the better the solutions will be. When we put ourselves into a time frame and when we take up a task such as Crazy 8s, we tend to be more creative within the time frame, and also we generate more ideas than we have never thought of. So ideation is a very good tool to be more creative in our design process. The second one would be, over 90% of the creativity stems from learning new stuff. See, it can be either learning a new tool that is sweeping the market, or it can be a new book related to design, which will inspire you to think in different ways, which automatically enables you to think better solutions for your products. So learning or reading related to design is very detrimental in order to enhance our creativity in the long run. The next point would be, you might have heard about this quote: good artists copy and great artists steal. The idea behind that is that being creative is not about copying someone else's work as your work and showing it to the world. It's about trying to understand the idea behind the design and the reason why it is so attractive and so useful. So we have to find references, we have to find inspirations and motivations from other designs, and look at the idea behind the design, look at from the perspective of the designer, empathize with the designer, and then we have to ideate and individualize our solution for our product. So the next thing is going to be an important one. The conviction that you have for the problem that you are trying to solve is very, very important in order to be creative. For example, the very internet is evolved from a system called ARPANET, which is basically a communication network established by US Defense Ministry during the Cold War. So when humans are put under pressure and when they are made convicted to create a solution for a problem, they tend to be more creative and tend to invent things that they have never done before. So we have to be convicted to our problems that we are trying to solve, so that we can be more creative and create better solutions for our users. The final thing would be to, after creating the entire product and when it's ready for launch, do not hesitate to take feedback from mentors, product managers or stakeholders or such stuff. It must be constructive, but still it is better to ask for suggestions, because when others see our work, they tend to see the product from their perspective, and some things might not make sense for them. And if you are able to explain, then it's okay, but if you are not able to explain, it is better to reiterate the process and change the feature for the product in order to create a better product for our users. It can be intimidating in the beginning, but still it is a way to become creative, because once again, when an obstacle is put in front of you, we can be more creative. Remember that a design is never complete. Even after launching the product, there might be multiple revisions of the product because it needs to be adapted to the changing market trends and needs of the users. Hope you like the content. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. We'll see you in the next video.